Check it. Alright, y'all, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. Go ahead and subscribe to join the DataZero family. This video is going to give you guys the weekly update prediction for AMC, GME, and SPY. We're going to be looking at these key assets. We also quickly look at NASDAQ and SQQQ as well. And we're going to be checking out these stocks, looking at last week's predictions, seeing if it was right or wrong, and then giving you guys new predictions for this week based on the weekly time frame. So we're going to be looking at the weekly candle print. I'm going to be telling you, is it going to be red or green, up or down? We're going to be looking through the massive macro time frame. So let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, the data, and see what we have going on.
All right, guys, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, and SPY. This is your weekly update prediction, your weekly update and prediction for AMC, GME, and SPY, giving you guys the weekly candles, going over last week's prediction, and then giving you guys a new prediction for this week coming up, Monday, and the following days in this trading week. This video is not financial advice and should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and technical analysis before buying any stock or crypto asset. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, the data, and see what we have going on. Now, the first one we're going to cover is SPY. We're going to be covering SPY and going through on last week's predictions. So last week I did predict a red week for SPY. I predicted a red week for SPY. I predicted a green week for GameStop, which I did get wrong, as we did capitulate here on GameStop, finding a new low. And then I predicted a red week for AMC, and that's exactly what we got. So we got 2 out of the 3 right. Normally that's what I get, 2 out of the 3 or 3 out of the 3, which is a very high percentage and very high accuracy rating week after week after week, prediction after prediction after prediction. So let's go ahead and give you guys this week's predictions and what we are expecting based off the charts, the facts, and the data. Now, the thing about SPY right now, because we had such a big down week, is that we're definitely going to be getting a bounce. So guys, be very, very careful. I do think we'll probably get a bounce in the first half of the week. Bouncing back to the upside, RSI is extremely oversold, so we'll probably get a bounce, probably back up to at least 429 in that range, probably retesting this macro sloping resistance, retesting the bear flag one more time. Once we retest that bear flag, though, here on SPY, it is going to be all bad. Now on NASDAQ, it already has retested this and got rejected hard. You guys can see as soon as it could not get above and use this as support, it literally just started to fall off a cliff, which I told you that was what was going to happen once we retest this and not be able to get back above it. I do think NASDAQ is going to be able to get a bounce as well up to this $13,000 level. SPY is probably going to bounce up to at least 429, 427 in that range. And I do think it is going to be getting a bounce in the first half of the week, probably Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, probably going to be more of the bounce, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Thursday and Friday, later half of the week is going to be more downside. Now, with that being said, I still think we are going to see an overall red week. Now, I do think we could see a green week, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to lock it in with a red week. So we're going to go with SPY red. Okay, we're gonna go with SPY red. I think we're gonna see a more downside on SPY. If you go ahead and look at the VIX is highly elevated. So if we can go ahead and see the VIX is highly elevated. You can see that the dollar has not been really pulling back. It's been pulling back slightly, but basically been consolidating throughout the whole week. So you guys can see it's really at the same levels, 106, 16 right now. Again, down slightly, but not too bad, and it did find a bottom here. It seemed to consolidate before another move up. I think it is about to consolidate before another move up, which is going to put more bearish pressure here on the market. So again, I do think we're going to be seeing a overall red week for SPY. I do believe the crash is just around the corner. I do believe we're going to see this here since it's the end of August, potentially this week. We could be seeing that. Now, I do think November is normally a green week, but with what I'm seeing on the charts, I'm thinking November and December are also going to be down weeks, and we talked, or down months, and we talked about this in my live stream, basically looking at the macro cycles about 2008 and when that occurred. And we did see that the major capitulation happened in the end of August, and then throughout November and December, there was a bottoming process all the way into next year. So again, I do think we could be seeing a downside, but there is normally what's called a Christmas rally. So we want to be watching out for a potential rally here in December, late November. But as far as right now, as far as what I'm seeing, I do think we're going to see further downside, a crash and capitulation, as we are eating off of SQQQ. SQQQ, I do think, is going to be able to go up and fill these gaps. If it can break above 2150, you're going to see this thing absolutely launch, because it is forming an inverse head and shoulders, and it's going to come up and fill these gaps at about 25 and 32. So again, as far as SPY is concerned, I do think we are going to be seeing pullback. I do think we could be seeing a bounce here in the beginning half of the week to about the 427, 429 level. You do want to be watching to the downside if 418 breaks to the downside, guys. If we break 418 to the downside, it's going to be bad for SPY, okay? So we want to watch 418 very, very closely. That's going to be a key level, okay? That's going to be a key level, because if this breaks and confirms as resistance, you're going to see a lot more downside for SPY. So we're going to be watching that key level, and we're also going to be watching the key levels of 429 and 428 around that range, because you can see that's an ascending resistance at this point, because it continually goes up. It's macro, so the prices can change, so you're going to have to tune in to get the exact level. But we are going to be watching for a retest of this level, as I do think SPY is going to try to work its way back up to that level, retesting it as resistance before moving back down to the downside. And again, I think this could happen in the beginning of the week. Monday and Tuesday probably see a little bit of recovery, and then Wednesday, Thursday, or Thursday and Friday start to move to the downside, giving us an overall red week. So that's what I'm looking at for SPY. Basically, you guys can see that the daily MACD has flipped red. So again, this is the macro time frame. This is what you're using when you're predicting weekly candles. You're looking at the bigger time frame. You can see that the MACD is red. We are not oversold on the daily yet, so there's more room to the downside. You can see that the weekly MACD is red, and we have not been oversold, so we still have more room to the downside. So again, I do think we're going to be seeing a red week for SPY, especially with this massive bearish candle. This is a bearish engulfing. So if we do close below these levels, it's going to be a lot more downside for SPY. So that's what I'm looking at for SPY, NASDAQ, and SQQQ. I do think SQQQ is going to be bullish, having a green week, while SPY and NASDAQ in the overall market have red weeks. Let's go ahead and move into GameStop and show you guys what's going on for GameStop. So GameStop started its recovery. I told you guys, once GameStop started to recover, it's going to be a V-shaped recovery. It's going to be a nasty bounce, and you guys can see that's already what's forming. I do think GameStop's actually getting ready to set up for a tear, moving back to the upside. I do think that stocks do need to be pushed down before ripping to the upside, especially short squeeze type plays. Again, this is something that you normally see in a short squeeze type play, where it gets pushed down into a spring type of accumulation where you rapidly move back to the upside. I believe that's what we're about to see for GameStop. And if you look at what the charts are telling us, it is saying the very same thing. You can see that RSI is oversold. It's underneath 30 on the daily time frame. That's a buy signal in my personal opinion. We can go ahead and pop on the Bollinger Bands, and you guys can see that price was outside of the bands, but it popped back inside of the bands, which is normally what does occur. But we are at the bottom side of the bands right now, so there's a lot of room to the upside. And on the weekly time frame, you guys can see that RSI is very, very oversold. So buyers will be stepping in on the long time term frame to snap this up at these low prices, buying at the bottom so they can sell at the top. So me personally, GameStop is looking like a prime play right now and looking like a great position. And I do think we are going to see a green weekly candle on this stock. So as far as GameStop is concerned, I do think we're going to have a green weekly candle. So far, your predictions right now are for the week, it's going to be SPY is going to be a red week. SPY is going to be a red week. GameStop is going to be a green week. So that's what we're looking at. Again, let's go ahead and look at the short term, giving you guys a little bit of idea of levels that we could see GameStop going to. We're going to want to watch 1325. We want to hold that as support. probably going to have to be retesting that, and probably retesting maybe even $13, even maybe even this $12.90 for a possible double bottom. But we are going to be having to retest at the minimum $13.25. I think most likely that's probably what we'll do, is probably stay flat here pre-market, and then kind of, I'll go ahead and zoom in so it's a little bit more easy. But basically, I think we're going to be like flat pre-market, and then have a sharp drop to the downside in the morning. So I'll show you guys kind of what I mean, and then kind of like recovering from there. So that's what I think GameStop is going to be doing. As far as Monday and Tuesday, probably going to be pretty flat. Now, GameStop could set up for an explosive move, so do not get me wrong. If we can see these key levels of held to support, it's going to start taking off. If you can get above $14, it's going to start taking off. So again, watch for these key levels. Watch for $13.25 to hold. Watch for $14 to be used as support, because if we get above it and confirm it as support, you're going to see a pump to the upside. And again, there's so many gap fills to the upside for GameStop that this thing is guaranteed to go back to the upside. So GameStop, I did buy more throughout the drop down. I dollar cost averaged in, and once we get it back above $15, I will be in profit. So I am looking at GameStop for a very good move. And again, this is a perfect play for what I look at as a trader trying to buy the bottom. I started dollar cost averaging at about $14, $13. And again, once we get over $15, I will be in profit. And as you guys can see, there are gap fills at 16, 18, and there's multiple gap fills to the upside at these $30 levels as well. I do think GameStop is forming a macro triple bottom, which is about to bounce to the upside, and a Wyckoff accumulation, which is saying that GameStop is going to be moving to the upside as well. So that's what we're looking at for GameStop. Let's quickly look at the shares available to borrow for a GME. And again, they do not have as much as they did before, so this is going to be bullish for GME. And if you go ahead and look at what AMC is have, and again, this could change on Monday, but right now they have zero. They used all of their shares. They used all of their ammo. So again, this is going to be very, very bullish for both AMC and GME. Now, as far as the market is concerned, you do want to watch the data sets coming out, because we do have here, and let me go ahead and check the dates. So when we will be looking at everything, I'm just going to go ahead and check the dates. So yes, it's going to be the 23rd through the 27th. So we do have the Fed speech on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have a GDP, which is going to be huge. And on Friday, we have PCE and personal income month over month, personal spending month over month. These are both all huge data sets. So again, and they're later in the week. These could cause volatility to the downside, in my personal opinion, and why I say we could move to the upside Monday and Tuesday, seeing more downside later half of the week for SPY. And again, red weak for SPY, green for GameStop, as they do seem to be decoupling from the market and moving on their own. And we have seen AMC and GME recently move against the market, as the market has been completely red. AMC and GME have been green. Now, let's go ahead and hop into AMC, showing you guys what's going on for AMC and give you guys the weekly candle print. Last week, we did predict a red candle, and that's exactly what we got, a red candle. It's a a gravestone doji style candle. So again, this is not what you typically want to see. This is not something that you want to see, these two gravestone style dojis. But what I'm seeing here on the smaller time frame is showing me that we are bullish, okay? Seeing that the weekly MACD is curling up, that's showing that bullish momentum is building, that the weekly MACD RSI is under 30 is also bullish as well. As far as the daily is concerned, we do have green daily MACD. Now, it is curling down, so we might have to see a little bit of pullback before the push to the upside, but I'm thinking we can pull off a green week for AMC. Now, we want to be watching very, very carefully on AMC. They are going to try to manipulate this thing to the downside. Patience is going to be key for AMC, as you are going to have to wait, because once the market actually starts to capitulate and crash, this thing is going to take off. They use stocks like Apple Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, these tech stocks for AMC short collateral. So once these stocks go down in valuation, they will need more and more and more of these stocks to hold the short position, or else they will be forced to close it. And that's why AMC potentially goes up when the market goes down. Also the lack of liquidity and also the pure chaos of panic once the market actually starts to crash allows AMC to get momentum to the upside. Now, if we go ahead and look at the 4-hour MACD, you guys can see it's curling to the upside. This is why I think we could see bullishness on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, the first half of the week, and then probably see a little bit of pullback. I do think we are going to be able to pull off a green weekly candle print on AMC. So I am going to say that we are having a green week on AMC, green week on GME, and then a red week on SPY. Remember, I normally get at least 2 out of the 3 right. So this is what I'm looking at. Sometimes I get 3 out of the 3, but this is what I'm looking at. Again, I repeat, AMC is going to be green, GameStop is going to be green, and SPY is going to be red. As far as AMC key levels and key technicals, we do have this falling wedge that could take us down to about $8.75. So we do want to watch that. We do want to hold $8.75 as support if possible. And then we have this possible pennant right here, this pennant type flag shape, that if we can break above the sloping resistance, we could definitely see a pop to the upside. We want to get above $9.50. If we can get above $9.50, we can get a nice move. We're also going to be looking at the gamma during the live stream tomorrow, so make sure you tune in 9:30 a.m. around that time to get on the live stream and get all of the details and data. I will be checking it out then as well, looking for the gamma ramp, looking at max pain and all of those things. But as far as right now, we do need to hold the levels of $9 as support. We're probably going to be retesting $8.75. If we do move down to $8.75, that's not going to be the worst thing. As far as what I expect to see in pre-market, and I'll give you guys a little bit of prediction before wrapping up the video. But as far as what I think we could see is basically AMC just kind of being flat, moving, kind of flat as it kind of works this wedge, and then possibly coming down to these lower levels, retesting this before moving back to the upside. So this is what I'm expecting for AMC. But if we can get above the levels of $9.50 using that as support, you're going to see a nice pop to the upside. And if we can get above the sloping resistance at about $9.35, you're going to see a pop to the upside. It does look like we do have gap fills to the upside as well, but we do have one gap fill to the downside. So again, we could potentially be going down to recheck those lower levels as support. But the main thing you're looking at when AMC, when in doubt, zoom out. Are we making higher lows? And so far, we are making higher lows, as the low was at $7.30. So if we can stay above those levels, that is bullish. And then this low was $7.05. So $7.05 was the first low, $7.30 was the second low. So as long as we can make a higher low, that is going to be bullish for the overall macro time frame. And again, when in doubt, zoom out. You can see that AMC, RSI extremely oversold, MACD on the weekly curling up. These are all very, very bullish things for a huge move to the upside. If it does, or when it does go fill these gaps, that's a 500% gain. And we do have gaps at $12, $20, and $30 to $40, so those gaps will get filled. Now guys, this is everything I have for you on this video. If you find it informative, go ahead and drop a like. We will be rechecking this video next week, giving you guys a new weekly update and prediction. I'm probably going to start doing these on Sunday and skipping the late night video on Friday and skipping the video on Saturday. I was doing a ton of videos, so I'm probably going to just do a live stream and then a video update after that. Monday through Thursday, Friday do the live stream, and then take off on Saturday, and then Sunday do the weekly update and prediction. So that's probably going to be the new schedule, guys. Just a little bit of changes. Only 2 videos are going to be dropped: the Friday night video and the Saturday videos. If I do feel up to it on Saturday, I will be making the videos, but I got to take some time for myself. So that is going to be the new schedule. But I appreciate all of you guys' support. And as always, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe to support me for absolutely free. If you want to support me in a different way, you can join the membership. All you do is press join next to the bell icon. If you're on Apple iOS, you will have to do it on a computer, either using Chrome, Firefox, or Microsoft Edge, whatever browser you would like, and go ahead and sign up that way. And I appreciate each and every person that does do so. You get a special emojis for signing up. You get access to any members only content that I might drop. But again, if you want to support me for absolutely free, all you have to do is drop a like and leave a comment, press subscribe to join the DataZero family. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.
All right, y'all, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like. Press subscribe for more content like this. And remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more DataZero updates. The Discord is $50 for a lifetime invite where I give out buy and sell signals to help give you an advantage in the market. I also post technical analysis. There are other traders there as well that post their technical analysis and trades, and this information will help you get an edge in the market. So go ahead and hit me up on my email, link down below in the description, DataZero Official 5. Ask me about the Discord, and once you do so, I will send you the payment information. Payment is made via PayPal or Cash App. Once you make payment, I'll send you the link. It's as easy as that. And that being said, you can support me in that way, or you can join the membership. And if you want to support me for absolutely free, all you have to do is simply drop a like, leave a comment, and press subscribe. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.